What's going on? Welcome to this video. In today's video, I want to share with you 6 productivity hacks that have absolutely changed my life. Let's get into it. So productivity hack number 1 is I stopped going to the gym in the morning and afternoon. I know there's a lot of advice out there on YouTube and stuff that says wake up in the morning, go to the gym, get a good start to your day, and then go to work and all this, right? And I actually used to do that, but what I found was whenever I'd go to the gym in the morning or afternoon, I'd always be too tired to do work after. Like I would be sitting at my desk and I'm like, oh yeah, now I gotta write this like blog post. Oh, I gotta write this, do this social media campaign, this email campaign, and I'm just staring at the computer. I'm like, oh, I just want to like lay down and do literally nothing for the rest of the day because I would go so hard in the gym, and then I'm like, okay, let's go, stay productive, stay productive. But then when I try to work, I just couldn't do it because my mind was just like defeated. My body was just defeated. And so I was like, you know what? Let me start going to the gym at night. So now what I do is, for example, today, I'm going to be going to the gym at around 8 p.m. later today. And before I go to the gym, I'm going to get all my tasks that require cognitive thinking and stuff done before I go to the gym. And that way, when I'm done the gym, I can like totally check out. My brain does not need to work or function or anything. I can just be like, yo, I'm gonna play some video games for a bit and then go to sleep because I can turn off my brain now at this point. I've been doing this recently, and honestly, it has been an absolute game changer when it came to just getting a lot of shit done throughout my day. Productivity tip number 2 is I started reducing cognitive switching. Okay, let me explain what I mean. I went on a binge on like productivity hacks, tips, Notion documents and everything, and I realized they kept saying the same thing over and over again, and that was the enemy to productivity is cognitive switching. Now, what do I mean by cognitive switching? Basically, before you start a task, your brain needs a certain buffer period. I think it's like 15 to 20 minutes to actually get into the mojo of doing the task, so you get into the flow of it and you actually do deep work, right? It needs about 20 to 10, I don't know, something like that, minutes before it can actually start getting into the task. But the problem is I used to task switch a lot. So email, presentation, meeting, then go back to the presentation, then the email and everything, and all this within a span of maybe like 2 hours. So I was constantly switching. And because I was constantly switching, my mind didn't get enough of the buffer period to actually get into the mojo of the work and do deep quality work. And because I wasn't giving it that cognitive buffer period, the work I ended up doing was either low quality, or I actually didn't do any work because I'm like, oh, now to do a presentation right after this like meeting, like I'm just tired from this meeting, man. Just stop. So nowadays what I do is I try to reduce that as much as possible. If I have a presentation to work on, I will literally I block out in my calendar 1 hour to do just the presentation. Okay, just focus on the presentation. If I have to write a blog post for a client, then I will dedicate like a certain amount of hours for that blog post for that client. No more checking emails in between the task, or like, you know, taking a random meeting in between tasks. No, my mind needs to focus, stay focused, and just get this shit done, and no more cognitive switching. So got rid of that, and honestly, I'm much more productive nowadays. Number 3 is kind of build on to the last one, but I actually schedule deep work time. Okay, so there's like certain types of tasks you generally have to do in your day, right? There's like the monotonous like emails, coordinating, like quick go do type of task, right? Like again, emails or delegating tasks or responding to messages, right? Those are let's call them the tasks. Then there's the deep work task, and that can be like creating a presentation, recording a video like this, or creating some sort of content that requires thought, thinking, problem solving. Maybe you're coding or trying to solve like a bug issue or something. Those kind of tasks require deep work of concentration, because once you break out of it, then it's going to be so hard to actually get back into it. For example, if my brother comes into this room right now and breaks my flow as I'm recording this video, and I'm like, what the hell, and I get mad at him, and then I try to like come back to this video and I lose this flow that I'm on. Now it's going to take me another 20 minutes to even just get back into the flow, record OBS, hit record on the camera, and do the whole thing over again. It's just too much. So again, I've been now scheduling deep work time, and on the boundaries of the deep work time, whether it's before or after, that's where I schedule the type of tasks. I clearly didn't make a good enough script for this video. Number 4 is not beating myself up for not having a perfect day. I used to be in this mindset of I would pack like things to do every an hour and a half, and I'm like, if I get everything here done, I will be fulfilled and deeply like in freaking heaven before I go to sleep. That was like my mindset. And one thing, a couple problems with that. First, I would pack way too much that I couldn't possibly have been able to do within the end of the day, right? So I didn't set myself up for success, and I wasn't realistic with my expectation and what I want to get done. So then I would always fail like every day because I wasn't being real with my expectations. And so I'd beat myself up like, oh my God, I didn't do it. I'm not productive. I didn't have a great day. I'm not like Elon Musk. What am I doing? And because I would beat myself up, which leads into problem number 2, I wasn't as creative or like enjoying the process. You know, when you're just like in flow, in gratitude, and you're just going with the flow, everything just coming to you, and like your content sounds better, your communication comes off better, you're stress free, everything just feels good. You know that state? You see, when you're in that state, I believe that's when you produce the best quality of work. But when you're constantly beating yourself up, like I was, that state is not there, and then you produce bad work, and you're constantly in a headache mode, and you need like 10 Tylenols to get you through the day, right? So I've come to this point where I'm like, you know what? Screw it. If I'm not having the perfect productive day, that's okay. Like, no one's gonna kill me for not having a perfectly productive day. Life is good. There's no right or wrong way to do life. It just is what it is. No one's pointing at me being like, hey, you didn't do a productive day. This is how it's supposed to be. You failed, blah, blah, blah. That's all just my limiting thoughts and beliefs. You know, trees, birds, animals out there, they don't have like a productivity list of things to do that they need to finish by the end of the day. But yet they feel so tranquil and like just going with the flow, right? Because there's no rule book for them. And we have to remember, for us, there's no rule books for how we should be as well. So stop beating yourself up, and life is going to be okay. And I got very meta with that one. Number 5 is to teach others how to treat you. I've had loved ones, like my family or friends, message me, be like, hey, like, for example, friends, they'll be like, hey, we need to go out to this thing because of this. And next day they'll be like, now we need to do this. Now we need to do this. Now I'm getting pulled by them in all these different directions. People on LinkedIn message me, hey, let's go on a call. And I feel guilty for not jumping on the call. And I'm just getting pulled left and right. Here at home, now that I moved back with my parents, I'll be like working on stuff, deep work. Oh, I'm in the zone. Then all of a sudden, my dad will come through and he'll be like, Alif, come here now. Come now. I need you downstairs. There's food. And I'm like, I'm focusing. I can't just be pulled around everywhere. And then one day I was like, I had it. I can't take it no more. I can't take it any longer. So I was like to them, listen, I'm meant to do great big things with my life. All right. And because I'm meant to do great big things, I can't simply just do anything you want me to do. I'm going to have to say no to you. But what I can do is I can hang out with you on this day, but not any other day here. Because I need time for myself. Because I'm trying to do big things in this world. Very dramatic, yes, very dramatic. But essentially what I was really doing is communicating to them how to treat me. And now that they know, oh, Alif is busy during this period of time, and don't disturb him on this time, or maybe like, knock on the door before barging in, or if I need to bring him downstairs, ask him to come, like, be like, hey, can you come downstairs in 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Instead of being like, hey, come downstairs now. Stuff like that. I started teaching people how to treat me, and now I get more shit done, right? And I'm happier. That's always a good bonus plus, right? And number 6 is don't just manage your time, my friend. Manage your energy as well. So I often would, before I was like, I would look at my calendar for the week. I'm like, okay, I have a presentation Monday at 3 p.m. Okay, no worries. From 4 p.m. onwards to 12 a.m., I will work on this, right? But then the presentation will come and people ask questions and it becomes like a big group discussion thing. By the end of the presentation, I was like, okay, now it's time to work on all these tasks before midnight. and my mind was dead because I had no energy because the whole meeting was so exhausting. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not getting anything done. And I eventually don't get anything done because I didn't prioritize or predict how my energy would be after the meeting. Or example again, I'd go to the gym at like 5, come home by 7, and then after 7 to 10 in my calendar is scheduled do task 1, 2, 3, 4. But then when it came time after the gym, I'm like, I am dead and I don't want to do this. So I have now started prioritizing my energy as well and scheduling my energy. So if I'm doing a task, whether it's a gym workout, going out with friends, and it's going to require a lot of energy, I try not to do any more tasks after that. You know what I mean? So I'm a lot more proactive with my energy and just like knowing myself. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you love more stuff like this. If you have any productivity questions, put them in the comment section. I'm not a productivity coach. I'm just me doing me. But hey, I'll try to answer your questions. But of course, sign up to my newsletter down below in the description of this video if you want to see my face more often in your email inbox now, not just your YouTube feed. Yes. And I will see you in the next video, my friend. Peace, peace, peace.